Billy Joel at Message, Millbrook's Tommy Byrnes helps Piano Man mark 100th show. By the time the opening guitar notes of Billy Joel's You May Be Right ring out, the crowd at Madison Square Garden and the floor with him is typically bouncing. And after dozens of shows at perhaps the most famous concert venue in the world, that feeling of a building literally rocking as a performance nears its conclusion hasn't gotten old for the Dutchess County man hammering out that iconic guitar riff. The first time that happens to you, you're looking around, saying, "What's going on?" said Tommy Byrnes of Millbrook, Joel's guitarist for nearly 30 years. The whole place moves. The floor definitely moves. The stage is moving. It catches you off guard every time. On Wednesday, Joel will mark a major musical milestone by playing his 100th solo show at Madison Square Garden in Manhattan. And standing stage right, as he has for more than 3/4 of those shows, will be Byrnes. Since first performing with the Piano Man in 1990, the guitarist and vocalist has amassed upwards of 80 gigs at the Garden. Wednesday will mark the 54th the band has played at the New York City venue since Joel began performing a monthly residency in 2014. "It's home sweet home," Byrnes said of Message during a recent interview with the Journal. While his feelings about playing the iconic venue have evolved since playing there with Joel for the first time in 1991, excitement before each concert remains. As anticipation built for the big night, Byrnes spent Monday afternoon relaxing with friends and family at the Millbrook home in which he takes much pride. "The whole Hudson Valley, it's a special place," said Byrnes, who, like Joel, grew up on Long Island. "I love Dutchess County, especially." Joel played the Garden for the first time in 1978, after finding success with the iconic album The Stranger in 1977 and 52nd Street the following year. Joel, according to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, into which he was inducted in 1999, ranks among rock and roll's most talented musicians and accomplished songwriters. His classical training and reverence for Broadway musicals have been counterpointed by his early grounding in the Long Island bar band scene and his love of rhythm and blues, resulting in an enthusiastic yet musically sophisticated approach to rock and roll. Between 1974 and 1993, Joel placed at least one single in the top 40 in every year but 3, according to www.rockwall.com. And 13 of Joel's more than 40 hits have made the top 10, with 3 of them It's Still Rock and Roll to Me from 1980, Tell Her About It from 1983, and We Didn't Start the Fire from 1989 reaching no one. As a former New York City resident and current New York Rangers fan who enjoys visiting Madison Square Garden for NHL games, Connor Clerkin of the city of Poughkeepsie said he can appreciate Joel's fondness for the building. As for Joel's music, Clerkin, 23, said, I think everyone has something to relate to it, in a way. Everyone knows him. Jewel hasn't released a new rock album since River of Dreams in 1993, which features Byrnes. But he consistently draws sold-out crowds to the Garden, where he thrills audiences with such hits as My Life, Scenes from an Italian Restaurant and, of course, Piano Man. It's probably the most iconic room on the planet, Byrnes said of Madison Square Garden. And performing there with Joel, he said, is surreal. It's overwhelming. You're there with this American icon and you just go, I can't believe this is happening every month, for 5 years now. All these people are showing up. Byrnes praised the fans. We get some repeat offenders, as we would, he joked. But it's incredible. It's like a new audience every month. It's a great environment. It feels great. Everyone is having a good time. Everyone knows every word to every song. Speaking of Joel's reaction to the enthusiastic response to his Garden shows, Byrnes said, I think that he's just as amazed as everyone else that it's gone on this long. I look up and there is not an empty seat in the house. The rafters are filled behind the stage. We know he's the New York guy. We all feel like he could do it for as long as he wanted to. He looks at it, I think, like this is really amazing. I think he maybe was a bit surprised at the whole thing, how it came down, how successful it's been, how long it's been selling out. Asked how Madison Square Garden played into his rock star aspirations while a young musician growing up on Long Island, Byrnes said, that wasn't even something I imagined, playing there. Now he is a regular at the famous venue. And Byrnes seems to find a similar satisfaction in spending his time off stage at home in Millbrook. He takes great pride in how his gardening and landscaping frame the yard, and the stone patio he crafted by hand. Byrnes and his wife Donna, they have 2 children, moved to Millbrook in 1994 after discovering it while on a getaway weekend at a bed and breakfast in Bengal. An April snowstorm caught them off guard and their host sent them into Millbrook to buy some warm clothes. While shopping, Donna fell in love with Millbrook. I love it up here, Tommy Byrnes said. During a 2008 interview with the Journal, he said, there's one spot on the Taconic, State Parkway, where it opens up and you just see forever. That's when I know, okay, 20 minutes to go, watch out for the deer. The path Byrnes has taken to Wednesday night's momentous occasion at the Garden can be traced back to 1990. He and 2 fellow musicians played a gig at a boat show on the docks in Freeport, Long Island. Byrnes was 28 at the time and had already accomplished quite a bit in the music industry. He had just finished working on a record and touring with Taylor Dayne. He had previously played with the Stray Cats, and a band he had played with before that opened shows for Van Halen. The gig at the boat show was for fun, but it changed his life. At some point in the show, the drummer who had toured with Deborah Gibson mentioned that Brian Ruggles, the longtime soundman for Billy Joel, was in the audience. The drummer approached Ruggles and the four of them hung out together after the show. Unbeknownst to Byrnes, Joel was looking for a new guitarist, and Ruggles had found one for his boss in Freeport. That gig set the stage for Byrnes to perform with Joel at Yankee Stadium, with Joel, Roger Daltrey of The Who and Paul McCartney of the Beatles at Shea Stadium, on Studio, Live and Greatest Hits Records, in the role of musical director for Joel's Broadway show, Movin' Out, and, of course, for the mini shows at Madison Square Garden. Asked if playing at the Garden ever gets routine, Brian said, "It's kind of like a different adventure in the same place." I wouldn't look at it as routine. If something is routine, you don't get a little nervous. You wouldn't feel that. And Byrnes said he gets nervous before these gigs. I do, he said. I get a little jittery and excited. It's not stage fright or anything like that. You get that anxiety. It kind of bubbles up. We need to go do something. Let's do it.